council.
Come on, Jace. Come on, Jace. I'll call the meeting back to order.
Okay.
And next on the agenda is Jace Smith. Morning, Jace.
Good morning, Vice Chairman Two Teeth. That is you speaking, right, Mr. Two Teeth? Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Good morning. Yeah, so today I got two contract modifications. We've been in before to discuss them. The first one I would like to talk about is the contractor agreement 21-155 with WWC Engineering. This is related to two BIA wind-funded projects. One of them is the 31A canal chute, which that canal is in Valley View, which would be southwest of Folsom. The second structure is the Falls Creek diversion up along the Tabor feeder canal from the North Fork Jocko to St. Mary's Lake. What we are requesting today is some additional funds from the BIA wind accounts to facilitate pre-bidding documents for both projects and to assist CSKT in bidding those and managing the on-site, dealing with contractors. In addition, once a selected CSKT and FIP select a contractor, they'll provide on-site 1 day a week construction site inspections to make sure that the contractor is fulfilling the agreement. In addition, there's been one additional request from CSKT Wildlife since I submitted this a little over 2 weeks ago. That is, and WWC is willing to do this for an additional $3,000, and that is to add the wolverine. U.S. Fish and Wildlife recently added the wolverine as a species of concern, and so our environmental assessment and biological opinion, we need to modify those to include the wolverine, and that's specifically for Falls Creek. Obviously, we're not concerned about the wolverine in Valley View. Just to let you guys know, so the amount I'm requesting is an additional $98,500 with a new not to exceed of $297,800 for contract 21-155.
Okay, before we proceed any further, are we still in executive? Are we recording? Okay.
Yes, we're in open.
Okay. Any questions, comments on this request? Jace, I guess just for clarification, so we are requesting to modify this contract to have this WWC engineering to help us with bidding assistance.
Yes, sir. That is, there's a lot of documents that have to be prepared. The putting all the drawings together and compiling our Division 0, Division 1, Division 2 specifications.
Okay. Well, the reason why I bring that up is because wouldn't that be the scope of work that they typically do under the existing contract?
You are correct, Vice Chairman Two Teeth, except on this contract, we did not include that. We, at the time of this contract, which we really actually went out for the RFQ 2 years ago, we intended to just have them to help us design it. And then if we needed more help, we would come and request additional help from you guys. But what we had really intended to do is to do it all in-house at that time. And then the compact passed, and suddenly we took on a lot more projects. And so this WWC has been helping us with these two structures since before compact was even passed in late December of 2021, or sorry, 2020. Okay. So we set this contract up with them much differently than we have since in the last 18 months.
All right, got it.
And
any other questions, comments? Is there a motion? Motion by Bing to approve the contract. Second by Jimmy. Any other comments, questions? All in favor? Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you guys very much for that. The second contract modification I'm here to talk about today is the lower J diversion. We've talked about this a few times over the last year. This is with Dow out of Helena and Billings. And so this would be modification number 2 to contract 21-208. And what this is we finally have been able to encompass the restoration program that Tabitha Espinoza is heading up. And we have a number from Dow to incorporate all the restoration design components the GM has been working with Tabby to develop. So we're requesting an additional $165,956. We included scope of work adjustments to task 10, which is for mitigation, coordination, development, environmental permitting, wetland delineation, expansion, design and construction documents, as well as the permitting, the NEPA documents. But we had a heavy Army Corps of Engineers component here. And it's taken us a while to work with Army Corps to properly permit the rock fish ramp and some other components, the basically a wetlands restoration, and incorporating some of fisheries and wildlife's wishes on that old Johnson hayfield to the north. In addition, task 11 will include the pit tag system for fish passage, so we can track the fish. And so that was included in here. And then an additional request as part of the pit tag was also the incorporation of a low price, technically acceptable. I'm really trying to focus on getting local contractors in the mix on the bidding of this project. And so with the additional 165 and change, the new not to exceed would be $698,398.
Motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we have a motion by Martin to approve the modification. A second. Second by Ellie. Any further questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed, same. Motion carries. Okay, Jace, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Two Teeth. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of council. Have a great day.
All right, keep up the good work, Jace.
Thank you, sir. I will.
Okay, moving right along. Who's next?
Tara Irvine.
Well, good morning, Tara. On page 22.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep, sure can.
Okay. Good morning. And yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what page. Did you say there was a page number?
23.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll start on page 23. My first one, this is a revocable permit request from SNK Gaming. This is to utilize the building that they do for security purposes and training. It's in Polson, right across from the resort. They had a 5-year business lease, but Brian now wants to enter into just a 1-year revocable until they could possibly move into something new. So what we're requesting is approve them with a 1-year revocable permit, as long as all requirements for permitting are met, with a one-time payment and required insurance and a bond.
Is this tract solely owned by the tribes, or are there other owners?
There's other owners. Yep, there's 4 other owners on this lot.
We're the majority owners.
Yes.
And how did we come up with the 18,000
Fair market value.
for market value?
Mhm.
Any questions, comments? Martin?
Motion for option 1.
Motion by Martin to go with option 1 with a 1-year revocable permit. With stated 1-year payment and the insurance requirement and a bond. Is there a second? Second by Mike. All in favor? Opposed, same. One abstention, Ellie. Motion carries.
Okay. On the next page, this is gonna be a business lease request. This is from the Never Alone, Recovery, the women's, they're over here at the Project Launch Building in Pablo. They've been in a revocable permit for over, a year now, and it's set to expire. In talking with them, they are, wanting to enter into a 5-year business lease, more for funding purposes. Have been very successful with their women have come in. They do recovery groups. They really helped out the community quite a bit. So what we recommend is option 1, to approve the Never Alone with a 5-year business lease, as long as all leasings are met, which is rent of $750 a month, required insurance. All utilities at this time will be put into their name. But we would request a waiver of the bond.
Where is this building located?
Just, right over here, right across from, this brown, what is it? Right across from, like literally right at the corner over here.
That way.
Like this. Oh yeah, like right across from Sylvia's store.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, what do I even call that place?
Yes, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So, Sarah, I see in the next request you have a rental of $0. How come we got 0 there and $750 here?
Because this is actually women that come in are actually renting this place. The other place is just more of a centralized location where they hold meetings, things like that. Where this one is specifically, they're renting, utilizing, showers and things like that. And they do have to pay a rent to Never Alone.
Motion by Mike to approve option 1. Second by Ellie. Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. The next page, it's actually a business lease request, not a revocable permit. My apologies on that. This is, where the actual centralized, the Never Alone is actually hosting meetings, different things like that. Once again, were into a revocable permit. Now they're wanting to enter to a business lease, kind of the same purposes for more funding, clothing, things like that, that they can actually acquire if they have a longer business lease, like a 5-year one. They've been there for the last probably 3 years. So what we would request is that they approve a 5-year business lease as long as all requirements are met, which is rent of $0, required insurance, utilities be in all their name, but we will request a waiver of the bond.
Okay. Motion by Ellie, second by Martin. Any other comments? All in favor? Opposed, same. Motion carries.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Tara.
Also, I have a quick update too. What we are wanting to do is put in a bid approval for the Christmas trees. We're wanting to put in an advertisement so that way we can request some bids. This would be located in the Polson area, Ronan, Mission, and Arlee. So I'm just sneaking this on. So I just need an approval to advertise.
What about up north? Is there any places up north that we are able to use?
We could utilize the Elmo location. There's that one that sits right at that corner. We can add that to the bid.
Let's include that also
Okay.
if we can, if the council's all right with that.
Yes.
Motion by Martin to approve the approval of advertising those sites for Christmas trees. Second by Terry. Any further questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed, same. And motion carries.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tara. Okay, yes, all right. Also, Tara, if you could just stay, I got one conversation I want to have with council on you.
So I don't need to go into executive on this one. I just wanted to give a follow-up on the earlier executive discussion. We did get a hold of DHRD, one of the two bills were paid in full. The individual is going back over to DHRD to talk about the water bill. He thought the water and sewer bill were paid. It was just a sewer bill. Rocky Davis informed us of that. So he's heading back over there and he has agreed to sign over a per cap. So when all that is cleared up and everything, we will bring that back forward to you guys, hopefully by the end of the day. So I just wanted to give an update that that's where we're sitting right now.
Bing.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Say, Mark, how come they pay a sewer bill instead of paying a water bill since that's a community system for the sewer system, and then the water bill is for the tribal? Why would they want to do that?
I cannot answer that. I don't know why they paid one over the other first. So, and that could have been just thinking that that bill was both water and sewer, because the bill comes hourly water and sewer, and it's only for half of the bill. And that could have been why. I don't know. My staff just went over and had talked to the individual over DHRD, and then they got the paperwork that only half that bill was paid so far. So the other individual is heading back over to make sure what they can do for the water bill.
Any other questions? Okay. Before we close here, I just wanted to briefly mention a conversation that I had with Tara here some time ago regarding billboard sites on tribal lands. I know there is a billboard ordinance that was developed here back in the early 2000s, I believe. However, I just see more and more billboards coming up along the corridor, and nothing in there that acknowledges that we're a tribe. You know, I mean, there's nothing. We have no tribal businesses. We have an occasional SNK gaming site that I see, but I would like us to start utilizing more of our tribal properties for billboards. And I know we don't want to do an exorbitant amount of billboards, but at least allow some of our businesses to utilize these tribal properties, because it can bring in a little bit of more revenue for us for using that. So I just wanted to bring that up and perhaps have Tara or have Tribal Lands start working on identifying some sites that could be potentially used for billboard purposes. So just wanted to bring that up. Yep. Yes, Terry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've often thought that, you know, when we have prayers, we talk about a lot of troubling things that we're trying to help and protect, but I thought it'd be nice to have an electronic billboard out here on the highway, you know, and talk about positive things. I know Bing and Betty, I think that should be something that people should put up there that, you know, 53 years of marriage, it can work, you know, and these are people you can look up to. And I'd like to see some positive messages put out by the tribe. So it becomes, so these youth start saying, that's pretty cool. You know, I'd like to try that myself. So I don't, probably maybe doesn't fit in the billboard deal, but I just think that it'd be nice to have electronic billboard and we give positive messages that happen on the reservation.
Okay. I do know Mission Valley Power currently operates one here just right off the highway, and I'm not really sure what kind of collaboration that they have with the tribes on what type of messages are being put out there, but I think that would be good to utilize, especially with those types of positive messages, and also if we can utilize billboards for MMIP and other issues like that. I think it would be very beneficial for us to start utilizing some of our properties that way, because we are starting to get to a point where we're starting to own more of those properties along the Highway 93 corridor, and I think we need to take advantage of that. So, any other comments, questions? Yeah, Martin.
We do have that gigantic one across the street from us, and I really wouldn't want to have big ass reader board signs like that, excuse my language, scattered up and down 93. You know, I mean, that's like a jumbotron across the street, and they still haven't lit it. So, you know, I think before we do anything, let's talk to our elders as we should, and see what they say about it.
Yes, Mark.
Following up with that off of Martin, one of the things that we would like to do from the Lands Department to assist with that is actually work with economic development, have economic development provide us with the actual approved locations of billboards. We don't have an actual, we know where some of those billboard sites are, but not all of them. That was through the economic development, and I believe that should be coming to us too, so we could bring that into property management also to discuss those issues, just like Councilman Charlo said about the big reader boards. When the one went up at Dayton there, going up towards Proctor and Lake Mary Ronan, that big reader board, the Tribal Lands Department received over 100 phone calls on how bright it was, and then how did we allow that to happen? But that is not a travel parcel that property is on, and it is not in the Montana Department of Transportation's right away either. That was on fee land that the individual allowed to have that done. So yes, I agree that there's got to be some give or take with the elders, the culture committees, but also with the already standing resolution for where those were set at. And if that has to be adjusted or not, we need to have all that information to bring back to council and property management.
Exactly. Yep, I agree. I totally agree with you. But part of the point that I was trying to make is we have many non-members here that are taking advantage of those billboard sites, and it's on our own reservation. We should be utilizing some of those sites on our own land. But yes, there is a process that we should go through and get that figured out so we can start utilizing.
Yeah.
Yes, Jennifer.
Shane has his hand up.
Oh, sorry about that, Shane. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem, Vice Chairman Two Teeth. I just wanted to quickly chime in. Another thing we might want to have just looked into as well is there is the Highway Beautification Act, which restricts the amount of outdoor advertising that you can utilize. We might want to just have legal take a look at that particular law and what the implications of that might mean for any sort of highway funding or partnerships with the state of Montana on that front.
Good point. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Any other comments? Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Plug in, get out and vote.
Don't forget to vote.
Okay, Jordan is next.
Okay, Jordan Thompson,
All right.
come on down.
All right. Kasquax, Mr. Chair, members of council, Kasuk Quiltnam, it's good to see everybody. We've got 4 things. Shane and myself have 4 things to present to you guys this morning. The first is just a quick update on food. I'm not asking for any action on that. The second is National Congress of American Indians, just a quick update. The third is update on our lobbyists. And then fourth is our DC trip. And so within those 4 topics, there's going to be some strategy discussion. So I'm wondering if executive would be appropriate, and I sure don't mind if legal's in there as well.
Okay, we will go out of regular session, go into executive